Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host Paul Jassogne. Thank you for joining us, and as we're taping today, it's a beautiful day outside here in Lancaster downtown, where we of course are in the lobby of Fairfield Federal, and just another shot at good weather. Hopefully, you know, the fair is underway, everything is moving in Fairfield County, so it's an exciting time of the year. We're glad to be with you. Got an interesting show to start off today. In the course of about a little over 4 years and a dozen or so plays later, the Lancaster Playhouse is going strong. I can remember us doing the first show. It was I think we probably had Rosemary Hayjost on for that. It was our first show with the Lancaster Playhouse, and they were new, just getting their feet on the ground. Again, fast forward now, as this begins the 5th year of the Lancaster Playhouse, and it's just going great. I'd like to introduce two people that will be talking about the current play that's going on. We'll discuss that in a moment. Rosemary Hayjost and Marcia Jeffrey. Rosemary to my far right, Marcia in the middle. Everybody probably knows that. Ladies, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Sure. And Rosemary, let's talk for a second about that. Beginning your 5th season with the Lancaster Playhouse, and just by judging what we'll be talking about today, it's getting bigger and bigger.
What a terrific play to start with, The Canterville Ghost.
Yes.
And with a wonderful director, Marcia Jeffrey. We are so happy to have Marcia. She lives in Logan, but she comes up all the time, and we're both on the Lancaster Playhouse board. So yeah, 21 characters in this play. A terrific job of directing, which she is doing a wonderful job.
My tendency is to call this the Canterbury Ghost. I even look at the poster and I see that, but it's the Canterville Ghost. Let me give you the particulars here. It will be on October 18th and 19th, Friday and Saturday at 7:30, and October 25th and 26th, Friday and Saturday, and the 26th is at 2 p.m. The others are at 7:30 p.m. So Marcia, you're the director, and as Rosemary indicated, this is a big deal.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah, the Canterville Ghost is by Oscar Wilde, and the particular version that we chose is his words. They are all his words, and it's a different style of play. You'll hear the actors say, "And she said, I can't believe you did that." And so they're actually narrating, but they're taking you through the story that way. So it's a lot of fun.
Perfect for this time of year as we're into the Halloween season.
Absolutely.
Perfect timing by the group to pick this out. And let me say that you can call 740-974-6648 for tickets. The website, you can go with Lancaster Playhouse, and you can find it. If you use a search engine, you can find it that way. And we're going to be pretty fortunate here. We've got a couple people that are cast members,
Yes.
and they're going to do a scene for this. Tell us who we're going to see and what we're going to see.
All right. Well, the Canterville Ghost, the story itself is about an American family who moves to England and buys the Canterville Chase, is what they call it. It's their mansion or their castle. Mm-hmm. And it comes complete with a ghost. And when they're selling it to the American family, the British lord says, "I want you to know that ghosts exist." And the American family says, "No way, no how." So the children end up tripping him and scaring him, and he gets depressed. And so this is at the point where the oldest daughter, Virginia, of the Otis family, sits down and talks to the ghost for the first time.
Okay, that's what we're going to see.
That's what we're going to see today.
Rosemary, this is a lot of fun. This play sounds like it is just great fun.
It's spooky fun. Lots of special
fun.
Effects, and like I said, these wonderful costumes. 21 characters, all in 1800s costumes. Just a tremendous feat.
Our costumer is Vicki Norris. She is marvelous. She's gone to the Historical Society. They are all perfect to the era. It's very good. We have dancing going on stage. It's not a musical, but we
Music
have a
in the
little
background.
music, yes.
Okay, we've got Marcia Jeffrey, who is the director. Rosemary, of course, been in many plays and on the board, as is Marcia on the board for the Lancaster Playhouse. So we've got a scene, as you've heard, coming up from the Canterville Ghost, and we'll talk more with the characters, but we'll step away for a moment, and then we'll come back with the scene from the Canterville Ghost.
It's of no matter now. It was a long time ago, but I don't feel that her brothers should have starved me to death, though I did kill her.
Starve you to death? Oh, Mr. Ghost. I mean, Sir Simon. Are you hungry? I have a sandwich in my case. Would you like it?
Oh, no, I haven't eaten for some time. But it's very kind of you to ask. But you are much nicer than your rude, horrid, vulgar family.
Stop! It is you who are rude and horrid and vulgar. And as for dishonesty, you know you stole the paints out of my box to try and furbish up that ridiculous blood stain in the library. First, you took all my reds, including the vermilion, and I couldn't do any more sunsets. And then you took the emerald green and chrome yellow, and finally I had nothing left but indigo and Chinese white. I could only do moonlight scenes, which are not at all easy to paint or to look at.
Well, what was I to do?
I never told on you. Though I was very much annoyed, and it was most ridiculous, the whole thing. For who ever heard of emerald green blood?
Well, what was I to do? It's very hard nowadays to get real blood. And besides, with your uncle and his Canterville detergent, what was I to do? I felt that I could steal your paints. Well, and as far as the color, that is simply a matter of taste. The Cantervilles themselves have always been of blue blood, the bluest in all of England. But I know you Americans have no use for any of those sorts of things.
You know nothing about it. And the best thing that you can do is to emigrate and improve your mind. My father would only be happy to give you free passage, and though there is a heavy duty on spirits of every kind, there should be no difficulty about the custom house, as the officers are all Democrats. Once in New York, you are sure to be a great success.
Indeed.
I know lots of people there who would give $100,000 to have a grandfather, and much more than that to have a family ghost.
Well, what would there be to do?
Perhaps because we have no ruins and no curiosities.
Oh, yes. No ruins and no curiosities. But you do have your navy and your manners.
Good evening. Oh, and yes, I will ask Papa to give the twins an extra week's holiday.
Wait, just a moment. There is over 300 years of history here at Canterville Chase, and several characters, evil though they may be, that I would like to perform for you, such as Red Reuben or Gaunt Gideon, the bloodless of Bexley Moor, or Dumb Daniel, or Martin the Maniac, yes, or the Monk Vampire, or the bloodless Benedictine.
Stop. Please stop, Sir Simon. I believe I have seen your performances.
So much fun to have the Lancaster Playhouse folks on here. Again, we had Marcia and everybody on earlier, and now, of course, we just saw a scene from it with the two principals who were pleased to have with us, able to talk to them a little bit. Madison McCleary, I'll go with this being Madison McCleary right here, and Tom Moorman to my extreme right. Gosh, that was so much fun. I mean, I have to believe that even though you're in character and even though you got a lot going on in your head, it's a play like this has to be a lot of fun to do.
It is a lot of fun, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
you got so much to memorize, and there are a bunch of characters, and you're involved in that. But gosh, to be able to do that, congratulations. That's a terrific job. Tom, we'll start with you. How long have you been into this play thing? How many have you done?
Oh my goodness, I started young. I actually was involved with an outdoor drama on the other side of the state, much like Tecumseh.
Yes.
It was called Blue Jacket.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
I worked there for 3 years. And then my wife and I moved down to this area and just got involved with the local theater group.
Sure.
And we've been involved there for about 6 years. And the nice thing is my entire family's involved. And
Really?
even with this play.
Isn't that fun
My
to be able to...
son, daughter, and wife.
Nice,
Absolutely.
Nice. Everybody
Absolutely.
keeps involved and engaged in it then.
Yes.
How about your story?
This is actually my very first production that I've been in, yes.
Really?
I've always had an interest in theater. I took a theater class at OUL and really enjoyed it.
Hooked on it? Just one class and you were there?
And I knew that I wanted to try out a production. So
And OUL, they've got such a fabulous history out there.
Yeah, they do.
Last few years with what's going on out there, you got a nice new theater out there. Everything is pretty fun out there. I would imagine to get in on. Have you done musicals or pretty much plays, or are you into the musical side of things?
A little of everything,
Really?
actually.
So
yes.
it's really whatever it takes to keep going and doing things?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, again, it's for fun. It's really all for fun to provide certain entertainment to the community. So I've been involved with Into the Woods, which is a musical.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah. So I've done, a little bit of dramatic and singing and dancing. But I'm only going to dance a little in this one.
Talking with Tom Mormon and Madison McCleary from the Canterville Ghost, coming up October 18th and 19th, and then on the 25th and 26th it'll be there too. 4 plays on this. I guess that's good when you get to do it more than once. I think as long as it takes to learn your lines, I imagine you're glad to do it more than 1 or 2 times.
Yes, yeah. The Oscar Wilde language is definitely harder to memorize, so we've been working hard.
So you came in right with the big one. If this is your first one on Oscar
Yes,
Wilde,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of top of the heap right
Yeah,
there, isn't it?
yeah. Marcia's a great director, though, and
Yeah,
she's been helping
yeah.
us a lot. Yes.
And 21 characters. I mean, do you have other parts you play in this, or are these your basic ones?
Actually, yes, I have 2. I am Lord Canterville,
Okay.
which is the aristocracy of the current period, and then, of course, the Ghost.
So, again, you've done, your first one, so this is
Yes.
the one we'll go. You've done many. Do you find you enjoy drama ones, or do you find comedies are more entertaining?
When you work with your family a lot, and we're kind of silly anyway, even the dramas may tend towards comedy. So I would have to go with comedy.
And a comedy has been the perfect one for you to start on?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Little
Yeah.
comedy, little drama mixed.
Would musicals ever be something? Is that something you're into also?
Maybe.
Maybe. Could be
Worth
down
a
the
shot.
road. Worth a shot. Tom, you've probably done them all.
I don't know about done them all. Yes, there's still some that are, I don't know about.
Well, these are the 2 folks that you just saw in the previous scene, Tom Mormon and Madison McCleary from the Canterville Ghost. And again, it's an Oscar Wilde book. We all remember that. And it's been adapted by John Vreek, and he's got it to the current format. I'd like to thank Marcia Jeffrey and Rosemary Hajost, who were here with us early talking about it. So again, you can go to your search engine, just locate the Lancaster Playhouse, lancasterplayhouse.org. That's on right? That is? Okay, I thought it was. They have a good website, very interactive. You can order things, get things, find out times. 7:30 in the evening, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 26th, just a block from here or so down at the Wilson Building. So again, best of luck. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
this. It's going to be,
Very
I
much.
can't wait to see
Appreciate
it.
it.
It's going to be wonderful. Thank you very much. The Canterville Ghost, Lancaster Playhouse, in their 5th year beginning right now. So stop out and see that. Thanks for joining us.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank everybody, the cast, the director, Rosemary Hajost from the board of the Lancaster Playhouse for joining us. Fun way to start the show off. We're going to stay in that artsy vein as we'll talk about some things coming up today and tomorrow at the Fairfield County Fair. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I want to thank everybody here at Fairfield Federal for allowing us to come in. And I know we're heading into the fall time of the season. You know, the weather's changing a little bit. Football is in the air, certainly. The fair is here. I mean, we know this is the fall time of year here in Lancaster. Fairfield County, but there is still time to get things done around your home if you're interested, whether it be perhaps you're looking for a new home. If you're still looking to buy, there's certainly opportunities there out there, and Fairfield Federal is a good place to check for that. Or if it's a renovation, they're a good money manager, somebody to talk about and talk to about questions you may have concerning money. It's fairfieldfederal.com, good place to start. They have a lot of answers right there on their website. The rates of loans, what type of loans they make, who would make them. They have the names and phone numbers of people to contact right here at Fairfield Federal here, the West Side branch, and up in Pickerington at their branch up too. So that's a good place to start and get some money questions answered by your money. It's fairfieldfederal.com. And again, we're going to stay in the artsy side of things. We went from the Canterville Ghost to a little more present things going on right now. That's a couple of weeks out there, but coming up actually starting today and then tomorrow at the Fairfield County Fair, it's Debbie Wright and friends. I have with me one of the friends, Conda Barlow. Conda, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having
Conda, along with Rex McMurphy, are the friends with Debbie Wright and friends. And let's talk about tomorrow, which is the big Wednesday show out at the Fairfield County Fair. Big time deal. Now, you were there last year, but this is a different show than you performed last year.
It's kind of the same show. We've been out there probably for about 4 years, maybe.
Okay.
We started out doing gospel music. We just got a lot of requests. We got a lot of requests for a little bit more variety, so we started throwing some other stuff in, and it just kind of steamrolled. People just really enjoyed it. So that's kind of what we are now. We do a variety of music, pop, country, always throw our gospel in. That's where our heart is. Love our big band stuff. We do patriotic stuff. So just, a variety of things. Yeah,
and it's a fun time out there. And just to kind of place you where you are out there, for all who knows where the art hall is, you're walking in through the art hall. And as I remember it, it's a section when I was a kid, we would go there, but it was always where the 4-H had all their sewing and all their quilts, which I think are still there, but that's the room. But they have chairs set up in there. They always get a nice crowd in there, and it's always a fun environment. People are very receptive to what they do. They really like your show out there. It's got to be a lot of fun. You and Rex and Debbie just have a great time.
You know, one of the comments we get a lot after our shows is people will come up and say, "You guys, you just look like you're just out there having fun."
That's a real compliment.
That is us. I mean, whether we're in rehearsal or on this stage, we are just ourselves. We love working with each other. We love music, all genres. And I think that's what shows. We just let our hair down and just have fun with it. And the crowd interacts, and we have a good time.
Now, that's tomorrow night. That's Wednesday night out in the art hall. Again, kind of back in the back when you're just going through the arts part where the pictures are. You make the turn, you go through that, and then the produce and everything is right beyond them. They're in that section right there in the art hall. That's tomorrow night. What time?
That's at 7 o'clock. It is free admission.
Okay.
So once you're in the fair, our concert's free admission.
Now, we got a little something coming up before that. Actually, we'll talk about tonight first. You're the opening act for somebody tonight. Tell us about that.
Yeah, up-and-coming country artist, Abby Ann Miller. She's doing well in the country scene, and I believe she's actually from this area, but she's got a beautiful voice. Her concert is at 7:30 tonight at the Grandstand, and Debbie Wright and Friends will be opening for her, so we'll be on about 7:15.
Is there a cost to get into that?
No, I believe that's free admission.
Well, so once you're into the fair, that's it too. Now that's this evening at what time? 7?
Her concert's at 7:30, and we open at 7:15.
7:15 for Debbie Wright and Friends, and then Abby Ann Miller at 7:30. That's at the Grandstand. Now, actually, let's keep pulling it back a little more. Here in a couple of hours, Another one of the friends, we've got Carnda Barlow here, who's one of Debbie Wright's friends in Debbie Wright and Friends. The other friend is Rex McMurphy, and if anybody knows Rex, they know what a fun guy he is. He plays about everything there can be played. He's got something going on just in a couple of hours, right?
Yeah, he's actually got his own concert, and it's at 2 o'clock. If you come in the entrance at High Street there's a canopy set up, and they just kind of have music going on all day. His concert will be at 2 o'clock. And let me tell you a little bit about Rex. He joined us about 2 years ago. We were looking for a sax player for a song we were doing. And funny story is, we kind of drug him out of his hospital bed to agree to play with us. I won't get into all that, but he has been such a blessing and added so much to our shows. This man is so talented. Besides, he arranges and orchestrates a lot of our music, our soundtracks, but he plays piano, saxophone, clarinet, flute. There's like nothing he can't do. So it's well worth coming out to hear him, and it's nice to be able to just feature him and let him do his thing on that. He's really great.
So Rex, one of the friends, will be on here in a couple of hours, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, just inside the High Street exit. You walk in, and there will be a canopy set up. You'll be able to hear him good distance away. He'll be there. And then tonight at 7:15, Deb Wright and Friends, that'd be Rex, Conda, and Deb Wright, will open for Abby Ann Miller at the grandstand. They'll be on at 7:15. She is on at 7:30. And then tomorrow night, time again?
Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock in the art building. And usually for our concerts, Debbie Wright and Friends consists of Debbie, Rex, and I. But during our big concerts, we usually try and bring in a couple guests. Shane was with your cameraman. You can't wave; they can't see you.
He did wave, but that's good.
Also, an amazing guitarist. He joined us last year at the
Sure.
bandstand. You guys were there with the choir. It was amazing. This year, we're going to have Jill Henwood with us.
I've seen her in the plays out in Bremen.
She does a lot with the theaters
Sure.
Around this
Nice.
area. So this is her first time with us. We brought her in for some of our women's trio stuff. We've had a lot of requests. We also do like some Andrew Sister stuff,
Perfect for
Boogie
that.
Woogie Bugle
Yep.
Boy, Chattanooga Choo Choo. People seem to love that stuff. And so she's helping us out with that little background work. And then our other guest is going to be Ben Rowe. Ben is actually a cousin of mine, and he's a guitarist, so he's going to be helping us on one of our songs. And then he also does a lot of computer work for us. Debbie and I are both kind of ignorant with computer stuff. He's a computer geek. He's also got like a semi-music studio in his house, so
Nice.
He's been very instrumental in also helping us with some of our backing tracks that weren't just the way we wanted it. He can kind of go in and fix things for us, so he'll be with us also.
Well, let's look forward a little bit. So we'll come back to the fair things that are going on today and tomorrow in a little bit. It was just in December last year you performed a nice gig out at the Lancaster Campgrounds in the activity building. I understand you've got that scheduled again.
We do. Last year was our first year to do that. We had never done anything like that, but we thought how fun it would be to do a Christmas show. We weren't sure how it would go over, if anybody would show up, but we had such a packed out crowd. We had so much fun. So they've requested we do it again this year.
Nice.
Planning on a lot of fun. It's December 13th, Friday the 13th, out at Lancaster Campground in the activity building, which is the building as soon as you go into the parking lot there. Easy to get into. Again, free admission. We do normally take up a love offering there just to kind of help cover costs of things. But it's a good time. Hope you can come out for that.
And then, and one last event, we'll go even further ahead during the Friday night bandstands. Y'all, Deb Wright and friends were on for that. Had a wonderful set down here on a Friday night, and I guess that's in the making for another year.
Yes, we were so honored. They asked us to come back again for next year. So Debbie's wheels are always turning. She's already got stuff. Shane's going. She's already got stuff lined up for that, and it's just going to be great. So that will be June 19th. 7 o'clock.
We'll go with a Friday.
Downtown, Friday.
Yep.
Downtown Main Street, bring your lawn chairs again.
Right
free
behind us at the
admission.
bandstand.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So without any other gigs, you've already, where you're kind of going for another year, almost out.
Yeah. I mean, we do little things in between. Debbie and I are always still singing at churches here and there. And then Rex, he's always got a full schedule doing other things. I did want to mention real quick, Debbie has a website, DWright, WRIGHT 45 at
Columbus.roadrunner.com.
Yes. If you would like to schedule us, we do all kind of events. And then also real quick, I wanted to mention Debbie has a new CD out, just a variety of some of her favorite songs. Frank Sinatra, That's Life. We do some country, Rockin' with the Rhythm of Rain. Amazing Grace, we do a Celtic version of that's real pretty. But her voice is just so beautiful on this. I've sung with her a lot of years. She had me crying in the studio, just the purity and the strength of her voice. So if you want that, you can also get a hold of her on the website for that.
Good. So we've got the concert out here on Friday the 13th, and fast forward to 2020. You've got the Christmas thing, December
13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday
I
the
remember
13th.
that. Remember Friday the 13th out at the Lancaster Campground. That's all on the website. And then, but let's fast forward today. Tomorrow, you have your big show out at the Art Hall. It's in where the 4-H building used to be. Just walk through the Art Hall. You'll see the chairs will all be set up. That's at 7:30.
The Art Hall will be 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at the Art Hall. Okay, make sure you get there early because there's a limited number of seating. It'll be a full house. It's always a good crowd
it always
there.
Is,
sure.
yeah.
And then tonight at 7:15 you'll open for Abby Ann Miller.
Right.
At the grandstands would be Deb Wright and friends, and the friends include Conda Barlow, my guest today, and Rex McMurphy along with Deb will be there for that. And they'll bring in some other people for the Wednesday night show on that, and it would be just you and Rex and Deb on with Abby Ann.
On Tuesday night.
Okay. And then Rex also has a gig at 2 o'clock as you come in the High Street entrance to the fairgrounds. So, geez, Deb Wright and their friends are all over. You guys are taking over the fair.
Hey, there you go. And Debbie apologizes for not being here. She had to work today.
She had to work today. I understand. Well, Conda Barlow, one of the friends, is with us here, and we appreciate that. So, Conda, thank you for joining us. It's always fun to hear. We look forward to all these concerts. Always fun to hear you guys say. You do such a tremendous job. You and Rex are wonderful, and just compliment Deb. Y'all work together so well.
Thank you
Sure,
so much
Deb
for
Wright and
having
friends.
us.
So again, it all begins this afternoon, 2 o'clock, with Rex out at the inside the gate at the High Street. Tonight is 7:15 with Abby Ann Miller. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
7 o'clock in the Art Hall. And Deb Wright and friends. So thank Conda for being with us today, and thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.